Welcome to the science fiction universe. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with new stories. Now, let's begin the story. Alex's starship landed smoothly on the surface of Promth, the planet bustling with activity. As he stepped out into the spaceport, he was immediately struck by the architecture: tall, sleek buildings interspersed with vibrant vegetation that seemed to glow in the alien sunlight. The inhabitants were equally diverse, representing a myriad of species, each more fascinating than the last. Alex took a deep breath, feeling the slight tingling sensation of the alien atmosphere, and started to walk towards the main city. Just as he was about to lose himself in the crowd, a figure approached him. It was a Krolla, his greenish-blue skin shimmering under the sun. "Welcome to Promth, human," the Krolla said, his voice tinged with curiosity. "My name is Quor. I can show you around if you'd like." Alex smiled, grateful for the friendly gesture. "Thanks, Quor. I'm Alex. It's my first time here, and I'd appreciate the guidance." Quor nodded and led Alex through the bustling spaceport into the heart of the city. The streets were lined with stalls selling exotic goods, each more enticing than the last. The cacophony of alien chatter and market transactions filled the air, creating a vibrant symphony that was both overwhelming and exhilarating. As they wandered through the market, Alex's attention was caught by a conversation between two merchants. They spoke in hushed tones, their faces etched with concern. "Another one's gone missing," one of them said. "A young girl this time. Zara, from the Krolla clan." Alex turned to Quor, his curiosity piqued. "What's that about?" Quor's expression darkened. "Lately there have been mysterious disappearances in the city, mostly children and young adults. Zara is the latest victim." They continued walking until they reached a large holo poster displaying Zara's image. She was a young Krolla girl with striking features, her eyes filled with a mixture of fear and resolve. Beneath her image were the details of her disappearance. "Zara is from a prominent lineage," Quor explained. "Her abduction has serious political implications. If she isn't found, it could spark conflicts among the clans." Alex felt a pang of empathy. He had experienced loss before, and the thought of a young girl being in danger stirred a sense of urgency within him. "We can't just ignore this, Quor. She needs our help." Quor looked at Alex, uncertainty flickering in his eyes. "You don't understand, Alex. Involvement could mean trouble for both of us." "I've faced trouble before," Alex replied, his voice firm. "I can't just stand by and do nothing." Quor sighed, but there was a hint of respect in his gaze. "All right, let's see what we can find out." Together they delved deeper into the market, seeking out anyone who might have information about Zara's whereabouts. As they moved from stall to stall, Alex couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. The vibrant market now seemed filled with hidden dangers, each shadow a potential threat. After several hours, they found themselves at a small, dimly lit stall run by an elderly Krolla. "You're new here," the vendor said with a knowing smile. "Be careful, not everything is as it seems." "We're looking for Zara," Alex said, showing the holo poster. "Any information would be helpful." The vendor's smile faded, replaced by a serious expression. "Zara was taken by a powerful gang that controls much of the underworld here. They're dangerous, and they don't take kindly to outsiders meddling in their affairs." Alex exchanged a determined look with Quor. Despite the risks, he knew they had to proceed. Zara's life depended on it. By the end of the day, Alex and Quor had gathered enough information to start piecing together a plan. They knew the path ahead would be perilous, but Alex's resolve was unwavering. They had to find Zara, no matter the cost. As night fell over Promth, Alex and Quor ventured into the underworld, the dark, winding alleys of the city's lower levels, where the shadows hid more than just secrets. The air was thick with the smell of smoke and decay, a stark contrast to the vibrant life above. They approached a dingy bar known for illegal dealings and underworld connections. The entrance was guarded by two burly aliens, their eyes scanning every passerby with suspicion. Alex felt a surge of adrenaline as they walked past the guards and into the bar. Inside the bar was a hive of illicit activity. The murmur of hushed conversations filled the dimly lit room, interrupted occasionally by outbursts of laughter or anger. Flickering lights cast eerie shadows, making it difficult to discern faces. Quor led Alex to a corner table, where they could observe without drawing too much attention. "We need to find someone who can lead us to Zara," Quor whispered. "But be careful. One wrong move could get us both killed." As they sat, a group of gang members entered the bar, their presence instantly commanding attention. Alex watched them closely, noting the way other patrons avoided their gaze. One of the gang members, a particularly imposing figure, caught Alex's eye and sneered. "What's a human doing in our territory?" the gang member growled, approaching their table. Alex remained calm, meeting the gang member's gaze with unwavering resolve. "I'm just here for a drink," he said, trying to keep his tone nonchalant. The gang member's sneer widened. "Is that so? Well, how about you buy us all around?" Before Alex could respond, the situation escalated. The gang member reached out to grab him, but Alex was quicker. He twisted out of the way, using the momentum to land a solid punch. The bar erupted into chaos as the gang member staggered back, more out of surprise than pain. Quor quickly intervened, pulling Alex aside. "This isn't the time or place," he hissed. "We need to stay focused." They slipped out of the bar amid the commotion, heading deeper into the underworld. Quor's knowledge of the area proved invaluable as they navigated the labyrinthine alleys, avoiding dangerous spots and potential ambushes. Eventually, they found themselves in front of a small, inconspicuous door. Quor knocked 3 times in a specific rhythm, and after a moment, the door creaked open to reveal a shadowy figure. "What do you want?" the figure asked, his voice low and suspicious. "We're looking for Zara," Quor said, holding up the hollow poster. "We've been told you might have information." The figure stepped back, allowing them to enter. Inside, the room was dimly lit, filled with the smell of smoke and alcohol. The figure introduced himself as Jorak, a former gang member turned informant. "You're brave, coming here," Jorak said, eyeing Alex with interest. "Especially for a human." "We need to find Zara," Alex said, his tone firm. "Any information you have could save her life." Jorak nodded slowly. "I know where they're keeping her, but it won't be easy to get in. The gang's hideout is heavily guarded, and they're always on high alert." "Can you help us?" Quor asked, his voice tinged with desperation. Jorak hesitated before nodding. "I can get you close, but you'll need to be careful. One wrong move, and you'll both end up dead." With Jorak's help, Alex and Quor began to piece together a plan. They gathered information about the gang's hideout, noting the guards' routines and the security measures in place. The more they learned, the clearer it became that this would be no easy task. As they prepared to leave, Jorak handed Alex a small device. "This will disable the alarms for a short time," he explained. "Use it wisely." Alex took the device, feeling a renewed sense of determination. They were getting closer to finding Zara, but the real challenge was just beginning. Back in the alley, Alex turned to Quor. "We're getting close. I can feel it." Quor nodded, though his expression remained wary. "This place gives me the creeps, but I trust you." Their path was set. With Jorak's information and their combined skills, they had a chance to save Zara. But as they ventured deeper into the underworld, Alex couldn't shake the feeling that their journey was far from over. They had taken the first step, but the road ahead was fraught with danger. After gathering crucial information from Jorak, Quor led Alex through a series of twisting alleys until they reached a nondescript building. Quor glanced around cautiously before ushering Alex inside. "Welcome to our base," Quor said quietly, as they stepped into a bustling space filled with fighters and equipment. The air was thick with the scent of sweat and oil, and the sound of weapons being prepared for battle echoed through the corridors. "The Resistance has been fighting against the gang's tyranny for years, trying to protect our people," Quor explained as they navigated the bustling space. The Resistance leader, a grizzled Krola named Varric, eyed Alex with a mix of skepticism and respect. "We need a solid plan if we're going to infiltrate the gang's hideout," Alex said, his voice steady. "We can't afford any mistakes." Varric nodded. "I've got some intel on their defenses. It's not going to be easy, but with the right strategy we can pull it off. They gathered around a holographic map of the gang's hideout, noting the positions of guards, cameras, and other security measures. Alex's mind raced as he formulated a plan, considering every possible angle and contingency. "We'll need to gather supplies," Alex said, looking at Quor. "Weapons, hacking devices, anything that can give us an edge." Quor nodded, his expression resolute. "I know a few places where we can get what we need. It won't be cheap, but it's worth it." As they prepared, Quor introduced Alex to the rest of the resistance. The fighters were a diverse group, each with their own reasons for joining the cause. Some were driven by revenge, others by a sense of duty, but all were united in their resolve to take down the gang. One of the resistance members, a young Krola named Lyra, approached Alex. "You're brave, human," she said, her voice filled with admiration. "But are you sure you're ready for this?" Alex met her gaze, his resolve unwavering. "I've faced worse. We can't let fear stop us." With their supplies gathered, Alex and Quor set out to scout the hideout. The city's underworld was a maze of dark alleys and hidden passages, each corner holding potential danger. As they moved stealthily through the shadows, they encountered a gang patrol. "Stay low," Alex whispered, pulling Quor into an alcove. They watched as the patrol passed by, their footsteps echoing ominously in the narrow passageway. Once the patrol was gone, they continued their reconnaissance. Alex took note of every detail: the number of guards, the layout of the hideout, the positioning of security cameras. It was a daunting task, but each observation brought them one step closer to rescuing Zara. Back at the resistance base, they finalized their strategy. The plan was risky, but it was their best shot. Alex felt the weight of responsibility on his shoulders, but he was resolute in his decision to see it through. "We have one shot at this," Alex said, addressing the resistance fighters. "Let's make it count." The room fell silent as Varric stepped forward, his gaze fixed on Alex. "You're brave, human. I hope you're also lucky." Alex nodded, his heart pounding with a mix of fear and determination. The time had come to put their plan into action. The night was pitch black as Alex and Quor began their stealthy approach to the gang's hideout. The air was damp and cold, the distant echoes of footsteps and dripping water adding to the tension. Alex's heart raced as they moved silently through the shadows, every sense heightened. They reached the outer perimeter of the hideout, a dark, labyrinthine structure filled with hidden dangers and advanced security. Alex signaled to Quor, and they quickly incapacitated the guards, ensuring their approach remained undetected. Using the information they had gathered, they navigated through hidden passages within the hideout. The flickering lights and shadowy figures created an eerie atmosphere, but Alex remained focused, his mind set on finding Zara. And through the security system, Alex pinpointed Zara's holding cell. He hacked into the system, disabling the alarms and surveillance cameras. The damp, musty air of the old hideout pressed in around them as they moved closer to their goal. There were planted devices that could create distractions if needed, while Alex led the way. They narrowly avoided detection by a patrolling gang leader, the tension in the air palpable. The weight of their gear and the cold, rough walls reminded them of the high stakes of their mission. "Stay close and stay quiet," Alex whispered. "We can't afford any mistakes." Quor nodded, his expression tense. "I hope you're right about this, Alex." Alex and Quor finally reached Zara's cell. The dim light cast eerie shadows on the cold, metal walls. Zara, although visibly weak, looked up with a spark of hope in her eyes as she saw Alex and Quor. Alex quickly used his hacking skills to unlock the cell door, the lock mechanism clicking open with a satisfying sound. "Who are you?" Zara asked, her voice trembling but strong. "We're here to rescue you," Alex replied, helping her to her feet. "Can you walk?" Zara nodded, though her legs were shaky. "I can manage," she said. As they moved towards the exit, the alarms blared, shattering the tense silence. The sudden noise alerted the gang members, who quickly mobilized to stop them. "Let's move," Alex shouted, leading the way. Quor followed closely, supporting Zara as they navigated the labyrinthine corridors of the hideout. The gang members, armed and dangerous, confronted them at every turn. A fierce battle ensued. Alex's combat skills came to the forefront as he took down several gang members with swift, precise movements. Quor, too, fought bravely, his loyalty and courage shining through in the heat of the fight. Despite her weakened state, Zara refused to be a burden. She pointed out a less guarded path, revealing her knowledge of a secret exit she had overheard from the guards. This way she urged, guiding them through a narrow passage. As they approached the exit, more gang members blocked their path. The blaring alarms, the clashing of weapons, and the shouts of the gang members created a cacophony of chaos. Alex fought with fierce resolve, his protective instincts driving him forward. "We need to move," Quor yelled, his voice barely audible over the din. "We're not leaving without you," Zara, Alex said, taking down another gang member. Navigating through the labyrinthine corridors of the hideout, Alex, Quor, and Zara moved with a cautious urgency. The dim lighting and oppressive atmosphere weighed heavily on them, each step fraught with the possibility of discovery. Zara's knowledge of the secret exit was their guiding light in the darkness. "Stay close," Alex whispered, his voice barely audible over the distant hum of machinery and the occasional drip of water echoing through the passageways. As they moved deeper, the air grew thick with the smell of damp and decay, a stark reminder of the hideout's age and neglect. They narrowly avoided several traps, Zara's sharp eyes and quick reflexes saving them more than once. Just as they were beginning to feel a glimmer of hope, they encountered a heavily guarded checkpoint. The guards were vigilant, their eyes scanning the area with unwavering focus. "We can't get past them without a distraction," Alex murmured. He reached into his pack and pulled out the small device Jorak had given him. This should disable the lights and cameras for a few minutes. With a nod from Quor, Alex activated the device. The lights flickered and went out, plunging the area into darkness. The guards, momentarily disoriented, started to scramble. Now Alex urged, pushing Quor and Zara towards the exit. They moved swiftly, but in the chaos, Alex was grabbed by a guard. He fought back with all his strength, but the numbers were against him. Quor and Zara, realizing Alex was in trouble, turned back. "We can't leave him," Zara insisted. Quor nodded, and together they launched a surprise attack on the guards. Zara's quick thinking and Quor's brute strength proved to be a powerful combination. They freed Alex, who quickly regained his footing and joined the fight. With the guards incapacitated, they finally reached the secret exit. The cool night air outside was a stark contrast to the musty interior, but their relief was short-lived. Standing between them and freedom was the gang leader, a formidable figure exuding menace and confidence. "You think you can escape?" the gang leader snarled, blocking their path. Alex, Quor, and Zara exchanged looks. They had come too far to back down now. Alex stepped forward, his resolve unwavering. "I'll distract him. Get Zara to safety," he whispered to Quor. Zara shook her head. "We're not leaving you behind, Alex." "There's no time to argue," Alex insisted. "Go, now." Quor and Zara reluctantly moved towards the side of the corridor, ready to help if needed. Alex squared off against the gang leader, his muscles tense and ready. The gang leader smirked, clearly underestimating the human before him. "You think you can take me on, human? You're out of your league," the gang leader taunted. "I've faced worse than you." "Let's finish this," Alex replied, his voice steady. The gang leader lunged at Alex, their weapons clashing with a deafening clang. The narrow corridor echoed with the sounds of their brutal fight, each strike filled with raw power and determination. Alex's combat skills were put to the test, every move calculated and precise. Quor and Zara watched from the shadows, their hearts pounding with fear and anticipation. Zara's quick thinking and courage shone through as she devised a plan to assist Alex without directly intervening. She pointed out weaknesses in the gang leader's stance, whispering guidance to Quor. "Now, Zara, we need to help him," Quor urged, his loyalty and ingenuity evident. As Alex and the gang leader continued their fierce battle, Quor and Zara moved into position. The fight reached its climax, with Alex gaining the upper hand through sheer determination and skill. The gang leader's smirk faltered, replaced by a look of realization and fear. At the crucial moment, Quor and Zara joined the fray, tipping the balance in their favor. Together, they overpowered the gang leader, their combined strength and resolve too much for him to withstand. The gang leader fell to the ground, defeated and powerless. "We did it," Alex panted, his body aching from the intense fight. Quor nodded, his eyes filled with respect and relief. "Yes, we did. Now let's get out of here." With the gang leader defeated, the path to freedom was clear. They moved swiftly towards the secret exit, the cool night air a welcome relief as they stepped outside. The stars above shone brightly, a stark contrast to the darkness they had just escaped. "We're free," Zara said, her voice filled with a mix of disbelief and triumph. Alex smiled, though exhaustion weighed heavily on him. "Yes, we are, but this is just the beginning." Quor placed a hand on Alex's shoulder, his expression resolute. "We need to get you to safety, Zara, and then we'll figure out our next move." As they made their way to the resistance base, the bonds forged in the heat of battle strengthened their resolve. They were united in their determination to protect one another and fight for a brighter future. The resistance base was bustling with activity. Alex, Quor, and Zara were welcomed as heroes, their successful mission a beacon of inspiration for the resistance members. Laughter, music, and joyous conversations filled the air, the scent of freshly cooked food and celebratory drinks adding to the festive atmosphere. Zara's family rushed to embrace her, their eyes filled with tears of relief and gratitude. "Thank you, Alex. You saved my life," Zara said, her voice trembling with emotion. Alex smiled, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment. It was a team effort. We couldn't have done it without each other. Quor nodded in agreement, his pride evident. "We couldn't have done it without you, Alex. You belong with us." The resistance leader, a stern but kind-hearted Krola named Varric, approached them. "We could use someone like you, Alex. Think about it." Alex contemplated the offer, his mind racing with possibilities. He had found a sense of belonging and purpose among the resistance, but he was uncertain about his future. As the celebration continued, he reflected on the journey and the bonds he had formed. "I need some time to think," Alex replied, his voice thoughtful. "But thank you for the offer." Zara's eyes shone with determination as she spoke to Alex and Quor. "I want to help protect our future, just like you did," she said, her eyes filled with resolve. Quor placed a hand on her shoulder, his voice gentle. "You're brave, Zara. We'll need your strength in the days to come." The celebration was a moment of peace and reflection, a chance to honor their struggle and look towards the future with hope. Alex made a speech, his words inspiring the resistance members and solidifying his place among them. "We've come so far." "What's next for us?" Alex asked, his voice carrying a sense of anticipation and determination. "We can achieve anything together," Quor replied confidently. As the night wore on, the resistance solidified their plans for the future. Alex, Quor, and Zara took active roles in preparing for the challenges ahead, their unity and determination unshakable. The bonds they had forged in the heat of battle would carry them through the trials to come, their hearts filled with hope and readiness for whatever lay ahead. The celebration at the resistance base was in full swing when news of a new threat shattered the festive atmosphere. Varric, the resistance leader, called for an emergency council meeting, his stern expression silencing the room. Alex, Quor, and Zara exchanged worried glances as they followed Varric to the war room. Inside, the air was thick with urgency. Hushed discussions and the smell of burning candles mingled with the scent of old books. Detailed plans and maps covered the cool surfaces of the tables, each one a testament to the Resistance's dedication. "We've received intelligence about the remnants of the gang planning a large-scale attack on our base," Varric began, his voice grave. "We need to act fast." Alex stepped forward, his strategic mind already at work. "We need to strike first. It's our only chance," he said, meeting Varric's gaze. The room fell silent as everyone considered Alex's proposal. Quor broke the silence, his voice resolute. "We're with you, Alex. Let's do this." Varric nodded, his trust in Alex evident. "We trust your judgment, Alex. Lead us." With the decision made, Alex, Quor, and Zara began preparations for a reconnaissance mission. The trio's bond had grown stronger through their shared experiences, and they were now a well-oiled team, each member complementing the other's strengths. As they set out, the war room buzzed with activity. The sound of drills, hammers, and whispered discussions created a symphony of urgency and anticipation. The trio moved through the dimly lit corridors, their senses heightened by the gravity of their mission. Their reconnaissance took them deep into the city's underbelly, a maze of hidden passages and dark alleys. The distant echoes of footsteps and the cool, rough parchment of their maps guided their steps. They discovered the gang's new hideout, heavily guarded and fortified. "We need to gather more intel," Alex whispered, his eyes scanning the area. "Let's split up and meet back here in an hour." Quor and Zara nodded, each setting off in different directions. The air was thick with the acrid smell of smoke and the faint sound of hushed conversations. Every shadow seemed to hold a potential threat, but their determination pushed them forward. An hour later, they regrouped, sharing their findings. The gang's hideout was not only heavily guarded but also equipped with advanced security measures. The gang leader had been replaced by a new, formidable adversary, making their mission even more perilous. "We need to act fast and strike decisively," Alex said, his voice steady. "If we don't, the consequences could be catastrophic." Back at the base, the trio presented their findings to Varric and the council. The atmosphere was tense, the urgency palpable. Alex's leadership and strategic thinking were on full display as he outlined their plan. "We'll launch a coordinated attack on their stronghold," Alex explained. "We'll disable key defenses and take down their new leader. It's risky, but it's our best shot." Varric nodded, his expression resolute. "You have our support, Alex. Let's prepare for the mission." As the resistance geared up for the impending battle, the bonds of trust and loyalty among its members grew stronger. Alex, Quor, and Zara's resolve was unshakable, their commitment to protecting their people unwavering. The night before the attack, Alex found himself reflecting on the journey that had brought them here. The friendships forged in the heat of battle, the sacrifices made, and the determination to fight for a brighter future filled him with a renewed sense of purpose. "We've faced great challenges, but together we are unstoppable," Alex said, his voice filled with hope. Quor and Zara nodded, their expressions mirroring his determination. "We'll fight for our future," no matter what, Zara added, her eyes shining with resolve. As dawn broke, the resistance moved out, their hearts filled with hope and readiness for the battle ahead. The Resistance's coordinated attack on the gang's stronghold began with a series of precise strikes. Explosions and battle cries filled the air, the smell of gunpowder and sweat mingling with the dust and adrenaline of combat. Alex, Quor, and Zara led a strike team, their every move calculated and decisive. The gang's stronghold was chaotic, a high-stakes environment where every second counted. Alex's tactical brilliance and heroism shone through as he directed their forces, each decision critical to their success. Quor's combat prowess and loyalty were evident as he fought fiercely alongside Alex, his movements fluid and deadly. Zara's bravery and emerging leadership skills were on full display as she guided resistance fighters through the stronghold's labyrinthine corridors. Her resolve to protect her people and fight for justice inspired those around her, strengthening their resolve. The trio encountered the gang's new leader, a formidable adversary whose presence exuded power and confidence. A climactic showdown ensued, the air thick with tension and the metallic taste of impending victory. Alex and the new leader engaged in a brutal fight, their skills and resolve pushing them to the limit. "You think you can defeat me?" the new leader taunted, his voice dripping with contempt. Alex met his gaze, unflinching. "This ends now. For Zara, for Promth, for all of us."